No, sir, I will not give you this crate of Terramin tea for that price. It is completely unreasonable. And this is a very valuable tea. What? Festering jambalaya? No, I don't care. There's no such ailment as festering jambalaya. Now get out of here before Mr. Whiskers gets angry with you. Oh, you didn't have to slam the door. Ugh, the nerve of some people. Now, I would fancy some Terramin tea myself right about now.
Oh, hey guys, it's me again, Natural Wizard. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be taking a dive into r/ChoosingBeggars. Yes, I know it has been a little while since I've made one of these videos, but it is time to revisit the subreddit. But this time I will be adding a small twist of lemon with a hint of entitled parents/persons. So once again, without further ado, let the fun begin. This first post comes from an email thread called Entitled Piece of Work Lady Wants Me to Fix an Almost 3-Year-Old Purchase Free or She's Going to the Media.
Hello, we have purchased a custom desk and the switch that adjusts it does not work. Also, the power supply cord is too short and won't reach our wall plug. We would like someone to come out and fix it under warranty.
Hi Mavis, I do apologize. This has never happened before. Can you send me the serial number on the front right corner of the desk please, and I'll look it up. Cheers.
Yes, hello. It says C equals Amiga 060. Thank you for your reply.
Hi Mavis, this was constructed June 2016 and is under a different name. Our warranty is transferable between customers though, but I'm afraid it's 9 months out. I'm assuming you've bought it from someone. It was made to their specs, so it might not be perfect for your arrangement.
No, that won't do. The gentleman I purchased it from said it was under warranty, and I need you to repair it and lengthen the cord. I will be home between 9 AM and 4 PM tomorrow, and 9 AM till 11 AM Saturday. Regards, Mavis.
Hi Mavis, there's a logistics problem as I'm assuming you're in Queensland since it was shipped there originally. Our warranty is for 2 years, which is pretty generous. I don't know what to say other than to contact the gentleman you bought it from, or perhaps get an electrician. Sincerely, Abs.
Yes, I am in Queensland. I need this fixed or I will be contacting Fair Trading as you are the manufacturer and this is a faulty product. You should have a longer warranty since this is custom made and I'm assuming doesn't comply with Australian standards.
Mavis, I think I will leave this conversation right here. You go and contact Fair Trading and I wish you all the best. I assure you we comply with Australia New Zealand CS088. Thank you for assuming we're dodgy.
No, you will not end this by acting holier than thou. You will arrange for somebody to fix this or I will expose you to a current affair and Ray Hadley. Your mob wouldn't want that sort of attention, I'm sure.
I'm actually known for being but holier than thou, but I gave you quarter for being a lady. I won't take threats from an entitled lopsided hairstyle. Go nuts. Send my regards to Ray. P.S. Since we're judging, I think you don't comply with Australian standards. Eat a lemon.
And you are a rude, immature poophead. I assure you that you will rue your decision to turn this warranty into a war of insults. You will be hearing from my solicitors, and more so, enjoy your feature on a current affair.
Sorry for the late reply. I was rueing my decision. Please advise your solicitor to forward any legal correspondence to my solicitor at richardbolsack@taint.com. Oh geez, I love Australians. The way they can remain professional in a feud, but at the same time providing an email called richardbolsack@taint.com. Now the thread did not show what her reply was to that, if she even did reply, but I would really like to know how she responded to that. And besides, what is this lady even thinking? She probably bought this desk from a yard sale and was expecting it to be refitted under warranty, even though the warranty expired 9 months prior? Okay, I don't think she understands what a limited warranty is. But anyway, let's move on to the next post, shall we? Yes? Smashing! It is called Entitled Parent in a Hospital. I didn't think people could be this entitled until I experienced one myself last year. Kind of a long story. I worked in a hospital in Australia on the pediatric ward. Our patients ranged from week-old babies to 17-year-olds and everything in between. During the night shift, there were 3 nurses for around 15 to 16 patients. Still below the recommended ratio in Australia, might I add. Most of the time we had parents staying in the ward at night, especially with younger kids, sleeping on fold-out chairs next to the cots or beds. So we usually didn't need to deal with too many trivial matters because the parents could, and we focused on medication and nursing care. We noticed one of the monitors going off in a young baby's room, and rushed in to find he wasn't breathing properly. We tried normal oxygen, but it didn't work, so Nurse 1 went to ring the emergency doctor while Nurse 2 and I started setting up the CPAP, kind of a breathing machine that forces the bronchioles in the lungs to stay open so maximum oxygen can be absorbed. It's a complicated system with lots of tubes, and babies hate it and are quite wriggly, so it's difficult to put on. We heard a nurse call bell go off, but ignored it, because baby barely breathing is more important than anything else really. It went off a few more times and Nurse 1 went to answer it. It was the room of a 17-year-old boy with a broken leg, whose mom was staying with him. He's 17. Does he really need his mom? Entitled parent demands some water for her son, as he is thirsty. Nurse 1 explains there is a kitchen she can use, and there is an emergency, so she can fetch it herself right now. Nurse 1 rushes back so we can continue to monitor the baby until the doctor comes, and start making plans to care flight the baby to Sydney. The buzzer goes off again, but we of course ignore it. After about 5 minutes, EP storms down to the room and starts shouting. Also, it's 2 a.m., so every other patient is sleeping.
Why won't you get my son water? He's sick and thirsty.
I showed you where the kitchen is. As you can see, we are quite busy. Also, he has a broken leg. He's not too sick.
I can't leave my child alone in the room. He's too scared. But you forced me to come find you.
Since you're out, you can get him water. We are very busy. Me thinking, can this lady not see the state this baby is in?
I will complain about the awful service here when your boss comes in the morning.
Nurse 2, a seasoned nurse who takes no crap. Go ahead and complain, but we were trying to save this baby's life. If you don't leave, I will be forced to call security, you heartless biatch, and slams the door in her face. I was too busy to laugh, but I definitely did afterwards. Also, service? We're not a restaurant. We got the baby stable and flown to Sydney, and in the morning when the NUM, Nurse Unit Manager, came in, Nurse 2 explained the situation. As Nurse 2 had worked there for years, the NUM knew she would always act professionally. EP complained, and unfortunately the NUM had to let her fill out an official complaint form, but the NUM attached her own letter explaining the situation so it wouldn't be taken too far up the hierarchy. EP was informed by the NUM and nursing manager that she was no longer welcome to stay overnight on our ward, and if she caused trouble again during the day she would be removed. I still think of Nurse 2 as a total BA. It sounds totally fake, but I swear it's true. I cannot believe someone could be so heartless towards a sick baby and not be understanding and sympathetic. It baffles me. Yeah, seriously, that baffles me too. Like, how hard is it to get up and get your son a glass of water yourself? Okay, so you're obviously in a hospital, right, lady? So your son being thirsty isn't of dire importance as a sick baby potentially dying. And if he's just so thirsty, why don't you get up and get the water yourself and be a good mommy?
Moving on to the next post.
It is called, Near Homeless Friend Moves In with Her 2 Kids, becomes so entitled she is now about to become homeless anyway. Bought 2 apartments cheap a few years back, both of which required a lot of work, and both came with tenants. The tenants downstairs were in their 80s and on a fixed income, and were thrilled that they finally had a landlord who gave a crap. Replaced their windows, fixed the boiler, replaced the doors. You could literally see sunlight coming in around the edges of the old doors. They were freezing. Fixed some electrical problems, installed a ceiling fan, etc. Did as much as I could while the place was occupied. Shoot forward to March 2018 and sadly, the old woman died. The family put her husband in an assisted care facility. It was about the same time that a friend of mine, let's call her Summer, contacted me because she heard about the old woman dying. She was about to lose her apartment and was a single mom with 2 kids. She had nowhere else to go and was asking if she could move in. I'd known Summer for at least 10 years, so I decided to help her out. Looking over her history, I am not surprised in the slightest that she had trouble finding accommodation. She had a dog, a felony conviction, multiple outstanding warrants for unpaid parking tickets, and an eviction from 2014. All things that landlords around here understandably tend to frown upon. But hey, she's a friend. So I stupidly ignored every red flag and decided to help her the best I could. We had 2 weeks to get rehab done, that ordinarily would have taken a couple of months. This place had quite literally not been updated in over 20 years. Using vacation, we steam removed all the wallpaper, ripped out the old flooring, spackled holes, repainted the whole apartment, replaced all the floors with either new stain guard carpet or laminate, replaced the kitchen cabinets, put in a dishwasher. There was still a lot of trim that needed done, And I noticed little things like the new kitchen cabinet didn't come with handles, but we were out of time. So I told Summer to move in, get settled, and make a list of everything else that needed addressed. First thing I found odd was that I kept getting utility bills after she moved in. When I asked her if she had transferred the electricity water to her name, she got defensive and told me she can't transfer the bills until she's had a meeting with her on-track advisor. I called and spoke with 2 different representatives for on-track, and both told me the same thing. You need to actually have the electric bill in your name to even be eligible for the program. I decided to be the better person, didn't tell her about these phone conversations, and instead told Summer that I would pay her utility bills for a month while she got this all figured out. I then instructed PPL and the water company to disconnect both services after that date. Next thing I found odd was that the next month's rent didn't find its way in my mailbox, after she told me she mailed it a week ago. When I asked her about it, she got defensive and told me she deliberately didn't mail the check to teach me a lesson. What? This is what you get for not fixing up the place like you said you would. I politely reminded her that we had completely gutted and rehabbed that place in record time for her, to which she replied, "You would have had to do it anyway." I then also reminded her that I was still waiting on the list of items she wanted addressed. "Well, maybe you'll get your rent when you finish it." Okay, I stuck a notice to quit on her door. She apologized, sobbed, and gave me the rent money. At this point I was so ticked off, I told her that there would be no further updates to the place until she paid her security deposit, which I agreed to let her pay off in installments. Also, since she lied about a check in the mail, I told her that she needed to start putting her rent in my mailbox, which is about 10 feet from the door. This turned out to actually hurt me more than her, however, because now she just lies about putting checks in the box, making me drive all the way out there for nothing. We had an eviction hearing 2 weeks ago, and I agreed to let her stay through the spring, since Pennsylvania is currently experiencing a winter vortex. All of those red flags though, lady? I mean, that should have been a sign saying, hey, even though you've known her for 10 years, she is not someone you want living in one of your properties. She will give you hell. I mean, come on. A felony conviction, outstanding warrants, previous evictions. Nothing good is going to come out of you letting her stay there. But I am guessing this lady just has a big heart and wanted to help her old friend, which is totally understandable, but sometimes there is a fine line. Anyway, I think I will wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this version of Choosing Beggars with an entitled person's twist. And be sure to check back on Friday for another episode of r/Nice Guys. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and spending some time with me. And as always, don't forget your tea before you go.